EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And we are underway from the Superdome. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Yellow waiting. Focus, defense, focus.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, here we go. Under 10, under 10, 10. We're good. I'm full, ready.
Shotgun now for Breeze. This is caught by Ginn. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. The first carry now, this is Alvin Kamara. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Here's Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down and 4, Watson, and he whips that one incomplete there. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Watson now to throw. It's complete. Stills. Escapes the defender. A big-time play there for the Texans. 41 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape, because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. On 2nd and 15 now. Watson, and nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Third and long, it's Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
It's now second and 6 at the 14-yard line.
On second down, Kamara. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara taking it in as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On second down, here's Miller. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He was looking that time for Stills, and it's 3rd down. Watson looks to throw again. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. P.J. Williams with a pick, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Stills the intended target. All right, CD, let's look ahead to Week 12, the week before Thanksgiving. Hard to believe some big games. It started Thursday night, Colts-Texans, to decide who would go ahead in that division, but also Seahawks-Eagles, a game that you're going to be doing. That's a big one. It's a monster one, and if you look at the Eagles' record, you would think they absolutely have to have it. But in the NFC East, even a loss doesn't eliminate them, does it? But if they win, they could be neck and neck with Dallas. With Seattle, they're trying to keep pace and stay right on the heels of San Francisco in the NFC West. How about Dallas at New England?
That's a big-time game. The Cowboys trying to maintain their lead in the NFC East. New England just one loss. And Green Bay at San Francisco. That game got flexed to Sunday night and deserved to be. That could be one of the better ones we'll see this year.
Yeah, that's a trio of games that is very, very strong this weekend. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on 4th down. So here we go on 4th down with Breeze. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. A first down carry now for Miller. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 36 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. From the gun, here's Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson with a give to Miller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find the yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Fairbairn is good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these 2 teams as we come back for this second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Miller. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, Watson. And he finds Stills, complete. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down. Give him 6 yards in the 1st down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 67 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This will be taken very short. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. DJ Reader there on the tackle. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze, his throw incomplete. Jonathan Joseph there on the coverage.
Incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe.
Hey, Orbit.
Now Breeze on third down. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. They do go for it. It's Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
A gain of 3, second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the Saints' 24-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush.
They find some open field here. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
Miller, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking long for Thomas. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Breeze now to throw. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 67 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Saints get a bit closer. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Now Miller, he's had a big workload here tonight. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
It's 4th down.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
24 is the mic. 24.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And no, it's incomplete. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, only thing larger than his name is wingspan as he knocks that one away. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they said, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
And Lutz puts this one through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson setting up the screen for Miller. A gain there of 21 yards. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a 20th carry of the game for Lamar Miller. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Lamar Miller, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 55 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. But go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch the safety. Twist on him, travel. Let him. Hey, Charlie. Yes.
From the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to let it fly. And got his man complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Flush to his right. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A very solid gain of 27. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make...
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Lutz with the extra point. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
I have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL?
Lamar Miller. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Open man is Michael Thomas. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and